Alright guys, so check this out. We all know that when it comes to your equipment and prepping, you've got to be doing regular inventories, because if you don't, you're going to end up with holes and gaps in your equipment. And you know, this happens naturally over time. We buy equipment, we sell equipment, we trade stuff off, and the potential is there for there just to be stuff missing that you're not going to be aware of unless you're doing those regular inventories. Now, for me, the big critical gap, and it's just been painfully obvious for way too long, is the fact that I do not have a comprehensive medical solution. Now, of course, I have a couple IFAKs, I have a major trauma kit, hell, I got 2 of them, you know, with the quick clot, tourniquet, those types of basic stuff, but I've never had a comprehensive medical solution. And last time I checked, my little medical kits that I had are great for taking care of me and pretty much nobody else. And the last time I checked, I'm responsible for my family's safety and well-being in a normal environment like what we have today, or in an actual real survival or shit hit the fan situation, whatever you want to call it. So I decided to rectify this situation by hooking up with Deep Survival and getting their advanced medical kit. Now, this kit, I'm not going to lie to you, there are pieces and parts to it that you're going to need training in order to use, and skill sets, you know, from a medical professional background, and that is the IV kit and the Suture Kit. But the rest of the kit can be used by somebody with little to no medical experience, and that's really great because it allows you to be able to use the kit right out the box, but it also motivates you and pushes you in the direction to step up your game in terms of your medical knowledge and your training. Because let's face it, you know, maybe you're a badass on the range and, you know, you can do a mag change in a second flat and then dump 30 rounds down range and, you know, group them like this. But if you can't handle, you know, being shot and patching up that wound, or, you know, suturing up a wound, or taking care of, you know, just basic medical care in the field, those skill sets are kind of useless, right? So what I've done here is I've just basically taken this advanced medical kit, I've used it to motivate myself to build up new skill sets, and right now I decided to keep it stashed in the truck. Now, why the truck? 2 reasons. First of all, it's there and I don't have to worry about it. So if it's time to, you know, hit the road, flee town because the reptilians are invading, it's in the truck ready to go as part of my evac kit. Now, on a day-to-day basis, it sits back there, and the reason why that is my commute every single day back and forth to work is extremely dangerous. I live in a very large city, and every single day there's major accidents, minor accidents, and everything in between. So I would need this here to take care of myself in the event of an accident, or to be able to render first aid to somebody until trained medical personnel show up on the scene and they can take over. So that's what I'm using this kit for now. So we're going to roll to the back of the truck. I'm going to show you the bag that I'm keeping in, and then everything that's contained within this kit. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright guys, so this is the bag I'm using. It's made by Voodoo Tactical, and it's their medic bag. Now, it comes in 3 different colors. I chose red because it symbolizes first aid and medical to me, but you can also choose it in black, and I believe it comes in an olive color as well. So this one is a pretty simple design. It's basically 3 pouches sewn together that fold up inside of this and are, you know, it's secured in here by this rather large top flap. So let's go ahead and have a look at this real quick, and then we'll dig into the contents. Alright, so like I said, the bag has 3 pouches. They're all sewn together, and it's pretty cool. It just, you know, flips open and you got access to everything you need right here. Heavy duty paracord zipper pulls. Easy just to open up, grab what you need, do what you got to do. They're all interconnected, as you can see here. Now, I believe this is made of 1000D Cordura nylon. It feels really thick, but don't quote me on that. It could be 600. But anyways, you got the 3 pouches right here. There's another pocket right there. And when you're done doing what you got to do, fold that back up, put the flap over, clip it back in, and you're ready for action. Now, on the back, you got a few different options for carry. There's this grab handle right here. There's also some MOLLE webbing, but you know, I can't foresee actually attaching this to another pack just because of size and weight. But what I could see is, let's say if I had one of those super cool Gucci MOLLE seat covers, I could attach this to the back of that and have easy access. But whatever the case, you got another option here for shoulder straps. So 3 different carry options here. Since I keep this in the truck, you know, I just, you know, pick it up, toss it in here, and I'm good to go. But anyways, that's enough about the actual bag. Let's dig into the contents and see what we got going on. Okay, let's have a look at the contents of the first pouch. I've got needles, syringes, meds. Right here, we're talking all about dentistry and numbing an affected area. So obviously for numbing, We got some needles and syringes here. The super thin one, so it's not going to cause a bunch of pain when you actually do the injection. Lidocaine, we all know about that. It's a modern day replacement for Novocaine. And you know what it does, right? Gets you all nice and numb. Now over here are some ampules of other numbing agents, and it's really up to you to do your due diligence and research to figure out what's going to work best for the issue at hand, because the lidocaine may take effect super quick and not last for as long as one of these options here. So it's really up to you to figure out what you need to use. And then of course you can't do any of this without some alcohol prep pads to actually clean the wound, clean the top of this, and make sure everything's nice and sterile before you do the actual injection. So that's the numbing side of the game right there. I'll move that off to the side. And then right here we got a whole bunch of OTC meds to handle a variety of different issues, and I got more information about these in the blog post, so feel free to hit that link in the description and check that out. So that's the contents of the first pouch. Now let's move on to the second one and see what we got going on in there. On to pouch number 2, and this is all about wound management. So let's pull this stuff out and have a look. So what you guys are seeing here is a good working foundation for major wound management. I'm talking like major bleeders, you know, punctures, deep lacerations, up to and including minor gunshot wounds. So you're going to see stuff like this. Z-Pak Dressing, used for packing wounds. These are super cheap. You get 4.1 yards by 4.5, and just get some of these. I have a whole bunch of these in my gear, and when you combine that with some gauze pads, this hemostat powder for clotting, and a gauze bandage, you're good to go until medical help arrives, or the wound stops bleeding and you can take care of suturing it or whatever you got to do after that point in time. So also I threw in some alcohol prep pads. Never a bad idea to just kind of have those spread out through there, so when I need one I can just grab one. Cotton tipped applicators here. Like I said, we got some gauze bandages here, triangular bandage here, and then some impregnated gauze wounds dressings. Now I've never actually used these before, but I've seen them in use and they're pretty effective. So we got a good working foundation of dealing with major wounds. What I am going to add to this is a couple tourniquets, some Israeli bandages, and some combat quick clot gauze. So with that all combined together, I think I'll be pretty much squared away, and then probably go ahead and ditch this for a roll of thicker, more adhesive medical tape. But aside from that, good foundation to get started. So let's go ahead and move on to what we got left in here, which is Otc Meds and the comprehensive IV kit. Okay, so here's this little insert pocket they created here, and I'm not going to dump this out and show you guys it. You can read more about it in the blog post, but this is just a whole bunch of different odds and ends. You know, you got some prep pads there, allergy relief, cold and flu meds, a variety of different size bandages, triple antibiotic ointment, all that kind of good stuff. Like I said, if you want more information, go check it out in the blog post. That's linked up in the description. So that's a nice little feature. I just slide this in here and I'm good to go. So anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the contents of the third pouch, which I think you guys are really going to like. So here's the two items I talked about in the beginning of the video that you need a medical background to use. The IV kit and the suture kit. This suture kit right here is fully comprehensive, has everything you need to suture up a wound. Do not attempt to use it if you don't know what the hell you're doing, because you'll be lucky that if you only thing you end up with is a nasty scar and an infection. Now here is the IV kit. This is everything you need to start an IV, from the saline bag to the syringes to the back flush to the IV start kit and everything in between. Once again, do not attempt to use this unless you have the experience. Now, I've broken out all this in the blog post with all the details of each single item in this kit, which I'm sure some of you guys might be interested in if you do have a medical background and, you know, you guys run IVs and stuff like that. But these are the two items. Like I said, don't use them if you don't have the experience. For me, I don't have the experience, but luckily I can fall back on my family members, two of them who have long-term experience in the medical field and who can run IVs with their eyes closed. So I'm falling back to them to get me up to speed on how to use this gear and increase my medical skill sets and ultimately my survival. Alright guys, so that's the advanced medical kit from Deep Survival. Like I showed you guys, I'm using the Voodoo Tactical Medic Bag. It is literally a perfect fit for this stuff. So if you do buy the advanced medical kit, make sure to pick up this bag. All the details about Deep Survival, links to their website, link to Facebook, and links to this on where you can buy this is in the blog post, and I'll probably throw some stuff in the video description as well. So that's it. Up your game, you know, the IFAKs and the little trauma kits are great, but you really need an all-inclusive medical kit if you're going to be taking care of more people than just yourself. And hell, to be honest with you, even if it only is just you, step up your game a little bit and provide a little more of a foundation for your health and well-being, right? Because nobody's going to take care of you except for yourself. Now, aside from that, I got this coming up down the road. Now, this is the Blackhawk Diversion Bag, and this thing is sweet. This is a replacement for my 511 Covert 18 bag, and I'm loving this. I've been using this for about 2 weeks, and it's pretty impressive. I really love it, and it's not quite like the Covert 18. It has some of the features of Covert 18, but a much heavier duty construction. So stay tuned for that video. A blog post coming out soon, and you guys know the drill. Until next time, get out there and train, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.